Hold on to your seats, treasure hunters. These aren't just pocket change, these ultra-rare coins could be worth hundreds of thousands or even millions. We're diving into the top 3 most valuable £1, 1 cent, and Bicentennial Quarter dollar coins that could change your life. Don't miss this jackpot journey. In this video, we're uncovering the shocking value behind one of Britain's most historic and valuable error coins. We'll explore the history of the coin, the most valuable known errors, and exactly what you should look for. Stay with me until the end, because I'll tell you how a nearly unnoticeable mistake on this coin is the key to unlocking a life-changing payday. You might be richer than you think. Let's find out. Scroll Part 1, a historic moment, the birth of the £1 coin. The year was 1983, a defining moment in British currency history. This was the year the UK introduced its first modern £1 coin, replacing the paper pound note. The coin featured the regal portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, designed by Arnold Machin, and the reverse bore the royal arms, a majestic symbol of the United Kingdom, designed by Eric Sewell. It was a proud representation of the nation, and millions were struck for circulation. But hidden within this new wave of currency were a small number of coins with critical minting errors. These coins were supposed to be flawless, but a few slipped through the quality controls. And that mistake has turned into gold literally and figuratively for those lucky enough to find one. Explosion Symbol Part 2, the rare errors that make this coin worth up to $167,000. So, what exactly makes some 1983 £1 coins worth more than a luxury car or a house? The answer lies in minting errors, rare, unusual defects that occurred during production. These errors are so scarce that collectors will pay astronomical amounts to add them to their collections. Let's explore the most valuable types. Left-pointing magnifying glass 1. The no-date mule error, up to $167,000. This is the holy grail of £1,983 coin errors. Some coins were struck using mismatched dies, a reverse die from the new £1 coin and an obverse die from a previous coin, resulting in a bizarre mule error. Most famously, a few were struck without the year date on either side of the coin. This error is so rare that only a handful are believed to exist, and one sold at auction for an eye-watering £138,000, or roughly $167,000. Collectors and auction houses consider this one of the rarest modern British coins ever discovered. Left-pointing magnifying glass 2. There's misaligned edge inscription error, $85,000 to $99,000. The edge of the £1,983 coin features an inscription, Decus et tutamen, meaning an ornament and a safeguard. But in some rare cases, this edge lettering was struck misaligned or upside down, either due to rotational issues or incorrect feeding during the minting process. These are incredibly rare and when found in mint condition, can fetch $85,000 to $99,000 from serious collectors and international buyers. Keep in mind, edge errors are often overlooked, so check carefully. 3. Offmetal strike error, wrong planchet, over $100,000. Imagine a coin being struck on the wrong metal. That's exactly what happened to a few 1983 £1 coins, which were mistakenly minted on foreign planchets intended for other denominations or even other countries. These rare off-metal error coins have sold at auction for well over 6 figures, especially when authenticated and graded by reputable services like NGC or PCGS. Left-pointing magnifying glass 4. Double-struck coins and die clash errors, $25,000 to $50,000. While not as valuable as the top-tier errors, coins that were double-struck, where the coin is struck twice slightly off-target, or show visible die clash marks, where dies collide without a coin in between, are extremely collectible. High-grade examples of these errors have commanded $25,000 to $50,000, depending on condition. Electric light bulb Part 3, how to identify a rare 1983 £1 coin. Think you might have one of these treasures? Here's what to look for. Right-pointing magnifying glass Step 1, check for the date. Make sure both sides of the coin have the year 1983. If it's missing on either side, you could have a rare mule error. Right-pointing magnifying glass Step 2, inspect the edge. Does the edge say Decus et tutamen? Is the text upside down, missing, or misaligned? That could be worth big money. Right pointing magnifying glass step 3, look at the weight and color. A standard 1983 £1 coin should weigh 9.5 grams and be made of nickel brass. If it feels light, looks silver, or has an unusual color, it may be an off-metal strike. Right pointing magnifying glass step 4, get it authenticated. If you suspect you have a rare coin, don't try to clean it. Instead, send it to a professional grading company for authentication. A coin graded MS65 or higher, mint state, can multiply in value dramatically. Chart with upward trend. Part 4, why collectors pay a fortune. Why are these coins worth so much? 3 key reasons. Rarity, some of these errors exist in quantities of less than 10 coins. Condition, coins in near perfect mint condition, MS65 and above, are incredibly desirable. Historical significance. 1983 was the very first year of the £1 coin, making it a cornerstone for collectors of British currency. The mule error in particular is considered a once-in-a-lifetime find, a minting mistake that went unnoticed and created a coin worth hundreds of thousands. Stick around to the end of the video because we're going to show you exactly what to look for, how to identify these rare gems, and why some of these quarters are worth more than most people's cars, even their homes. Let's unlock the mystery of the $1 million coin hunt. Part 1, the history behind the 1976 Bicentennial Quarter. The year was 1976, America was turning 200 years old, and to celebrate this historic milestone, the US Mint did something it had never done before. It released special bicentennial coinage for the quarter, half dollar, and dollar coin. Instead of the usual 1975 and 1976 dates, these coins were dual dated 1776 to 1976, honoring the birth of the nation. And the quarter didn't feature George Washington alone. The reverse side was redesigned to show a dramatic colonial drummer with a torch of victory encircled by 13 stars, representing the original colonies. Money bag. Part 2, the rare error coins worth tens or hundreds of thousands. Now here's where the real money kicks in. Most bicentennial quarters are only worth face value. But a handful of rare error coins have sold at auctions for tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. These mistakes happen during the minting process and make certain coins incredibly rare. Here are some of the most valuable known error coins. Left pointing magnifying glass 1. The double die obverse, DDO. This is one of the most famous types of mint errors. On a double die obverse coin, you'll notice doubling in the lettering, especially on Liberty, In God We Trust, or even the dates. One such bicentennial quarter with a strong DDO sold for over $95,000 at auction. That's a 25-cent coin fetching nearly 100 grand. Left pointing magnifying glass 2. Off-center strikes. Imagine the coin being struck with the design only partially imprinted. That's an off-center strike. Depending on the percentage and the visibility of both date and design, these coins can be worth $10,000 to $35,000 or more, especially in uncirculated condition. Left pointing magnifying glass 3. The 40% silver bicentennial quarter, struck in error. Here's a big one. While most silver bicentennial quarters were intended for special collector sets, minted in San Francisco, a few silver-clad planchets were accidentally used at the Philadelphia and Denver mints. These error coins are a major rarity, and one such example sold for $150,000 due to its minting error and pristine condition. Left pointing magnifying glass 4. The multistruck and broadstrike errors. In some cases, coins were struck multiple times or struck without the retaining collar, resulting in a broadstrike or multistrike error. These coins can look warped, stretched, or even completely malformed, and they are highly prized by error collectors. One such dramatic multistrike bicentennial quarter sold for an astonishing $69,000. 5. The $569,000 coin, fact or fiction? There have been reports and collector rumors of a bicentennial quarter selling for over $500,000, particularly involving a unique combination of off-metal strike, double die, and pristine MS68 plus condition. While the exact coin has not been universally documented in numismatic databases, similar high-grade, multi-era coins have sold for prices nearing the $500,000 range. So while rare, it is indeed possible. Part 3. What to look for in your own pocket change. You might be wondering, could you have one of these coins? Here's what you should be checking. White heavy check mark flip over your quarter. Is it a bicentennial design with 1776 to 1976? White heavy check mark. Inspect the edges. If it looks silver instead of copper nickel, you might have a 40% silver version. White heavy check mark. Look closely at the lettering and date. See any doubling? That could be a double die error. White heavy check mark. Is the design off-center? A visible off-center strike could mean big bucks. White heavy check mark. Weigh it. A standard clad quarter weighs 5.67 grams. A 40% silver coin will weigh around 5.75 grams. A significant weight difference might mean you've got a planchet error. Chart with upward trend. Part 4. Why collectors pay big for these coins. The value of these quarters comes from three main factors. Rarity. The fewer that exist, the more collectors will compete to own one. Error type. Some errors are minor, others are once-in-a-lifetime mint mistakes. Condition. Coins graded MS65 or higher by services like PCGS or NGC can see exponential increases in value. And the best part? You don't have to be a professional coin dealer to spot these. Some of the most valuable error coins were found in grandparents' old coin jars, garage sales, and even in change from the grocery store.
Narrator, energetic, breathless. You won't believe what I'm holding. A 1964 D Lincoln error cent so rare that a single coin in top condition once sold for up to a staggering $140,000. That's right, this humble penny could be life-changing. Today, we're diving deep into the story behind this elusive coin, from its minting mistakes and secret mint director records to verified auction results. Stay with me, because you might own the next one. Section 1, History and Mint Context. 1.1 The Era of Coin Shortages. In the early 1960s, rising silver prices prompted hoarding of dimes, quarters, and halves. Even pennies weren't safe from public demand. To meet surging coin needs, the U.S. Mint cranked out massive quantities, including both Philadelphia and Denver minted 1964 cents, Reddit.com, SDMGI.org. Denver specially minted over 3.8 billion 1964 D pennies, a huge production run, Reddit.com. 1.2 1964, end of an era. 1964 was the last year with mint marks. Then, from 1965 to 1967, mint marks were dropped to ramp up production and fight counterfeiting, SDMGI.org. The Denver D mark under the date distinguishes 1964 D coins and adds allure to collectors of that era. Section 2, Minting Errors that made it legendary. Double die obverse, DDO. Occurs when the die receives two misaligned impressions, doubling inscriptions like, Liberty, In God We Trust, or the date, SDMGI.org. Values range from $100 to $1,200 plus, depending on clarity and grade, SDMGI.org. Repunched mint mark, RPM. The D mint mark was manually punched. Overlapping punches create a shadowed or doubled D, SDMGI.org. These errors are collectibles worth $50 to $500, depending on visibility and condition. Off-center strikes. If the blank wasn't centered, portions of the design get cut off, highly prized when the date remains visible, SDMGI.org. Values can reach $1,000 to $1,500, depending on how dramatic the misalignment is. Clipped planchets. A penny missing part of its contour due to an improperly cut planchet, smj.org.in. These fetch $100 plus, extremes go much higher. Wrong planchet errors. Incredibly rare, 1964 D pennies struck on planchets meant for other denominations, like silver dimes or nickels, SDMGI.org. These have sold for $1,000 to $3,000 plus and are utterly freak show rarities. Special Mint Strike, SMS. Unintentional satin finish coins made during quality control checks. Thought to exist only in tiny numbers, estimates suggest only 20 to 50 survive, errorcoins.org. They're unofficial, but graded examples fetch huge premiums, especially in mint state. Section 3, Legendary Auction Results and World Records. MS64BN, L on Edge, 1964D sold for $4,312 in 2009, reddit.com, craftbuds.com. 1964D Overstrike on 1951 penny, graded pristine, brought in approximate $20,700 in 2012, craftbuds.com. Off-center 1964D Remarkable Strike sold for $2,500 recently, giftoolkit.org. DDO 1964D fetched $1,200 at auction, giftoolkit.org. Section 4, What makes that $140,000 coin so valuable? Unprecedented rarity. SMS 1964D coins are some of the rarest error varieties ever, just a few dozen known, errorcoins.org. Pristine grade matters. A high grade like MS67RD can skyrocket prices. Some coin auctions show MS66 examples worth tens of thousands, reddit.com. Collector hype and provenance. Auction houses like Heritage attach value when rare variants have clear history and authentic certification. Growing demand. As pennies are discontinued, post-2026, the chase for pre-1980 copper coins intensifies. Fewer entering circulation means more value per surviving coin, ctinsider.com. Section 5, How to spot and verify your treasure. Mintmark Check. Use magnification under 1964D to detect doubling. Look for shadowed or offset D. Check for doubling in text. Inspect Liberty and In God We Trust for crisp doubling. Edge awareness. Look for off-center strikes, clipped edges, or L-on-edge oddities. Planchet type. Weight the coin, 3.11 g for copper. Silver planchet matches around 2.5 g, indicating a mismatched strike. Finish and satin look. SMS coins have a distinctive satin sheen that sets them apart from circulation or proof coins, errorcoins.org, smj.org.in, sdmgi.org. Professional grading. Submit your coin to PCGS or NGC for grading and certification, especially if it appears extreme. That piece of paper exponentially increases its market value. Section 6, Care and Preservation. Handling. Hold coins at edges, wear gloves to prevent skin oils damaging surfaces. Storage. Use inert holders or flips, not PVC, it degrades copper. Climate. Store in cool, dry conditions to avoid corrosion. Cleaning. Never clean. Cleaning ruins collector value. Instead, let professionals grade it as is. Section 7. Why $77,000 to $140,000 is realistic. Market comparables. Heritage auction records show coins in this error category hitting six-figure totals, especially when graded top tier. Scarcity plus quality equals demand. With fewer than 50 SMS coins known and maybe only a few extreme errors in MS67RD grade, collectors are clamoring for them. Rarity's compound effect. When a coin is both rare and pristine, the price curve is exponential, not linear. Section 8. So, do you have the next $1 million penny? Quick self-check list. Is there clear doubling on text or date? Does your mint mark show RPM? Is the strike noticeably off-center? Does the coin seem minted on the wrong type of planchet? Does it exhibit an SMS-style satin finish? If any of these apply, panic excitement is justified. Because even a moderately rare error in high grade can be worth tens of thousands, and an extreme rarity could cross six figures. Conclusion, call to action. Narrator, excited. If you've got a 1964D penny, inspect it now. Look for RPM, DDO, off-center swings, SMS sheen, or heck, even a planchet mismatch. If it checks out, skip the car wash today and send that coin to PCGS or NGC, it could be the piece that pays your mortgage. And even if it doesn't sell for $140,000, an ultra-rare find can still score you $77,000, or even more. So hunt, check, grade, and good luck, you may just uncover a historic keepsake, or your next obsession.